Hey, what's going on, everyone? Back at it again with another action figure review. And this time we have Mr. Freeze from the new Batman Adventures, also known as Season 4 of Batman the Animated Series, because that's what it is. It's Season 4. It's just that the characters are designed different. Just wanted to get that out of the way because it's the same show, okay? It's Batman the Animated Series Season 4. But anyway, picked this up at Target and yeah, new Batman Adventures, Mr. Freeze. So, with no further ado, let's open this baby up and see what we're in for. Alright, so we have kind of similar to the Scarecrow figure, we have a picture. This is very nice. Although I do, like the cards, I still think this is very nice as well. You get a picture of Mr. Freeze from Batman the Animated Series Season 4, so that's pretty cool. And, as far as Mr. Freeze goes on Batman the Animated Series, my favorite villain in the whole series. I mean, going back to Season 1, Heart of Ice, obviously a classic. Then Season 3, you had Deep Freeze, bringing Mr. Freeze back. Really like that episode. And then that leads into the animated movie, Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero, which a very underrated animated Batman movie. And yeah, I thought it was great. And then you get into Season 4, New Batman Adventures, and, Mr. Freeze comes back in the episode Cold Comfort. Now, this is the only episode that this design of Mr. Freeze comes back. And then after that, you had the Batman Beyond episode where Mr. Freeze came back. But yeah, this is the only time in Season 4 where Mr. Freeze shows up. So yeah, pretty cool. I like his original design better that he had in, the first 3 seasons compared to, the 4th season. I mean, his redesign here is okay, but, I do like the old design better. But we'll do a comparison very soon. Okay, and here he is. Here's Mr. Freeze from the new Batman Adventures. Now, in that episode, Cold Comfort, Mr. Freeze is revealed to be kind of a robotic thing. Now, I just want to see. What the fuck? Seriously? The fucking coolest thing that happened in the episode where Mr. Freeze becomes like a kind of an octopus robot kind of thing, and you don't make that the fucking figure? What? Oh my god, this is a disgrace. Why? Dude, that would have been perfect. That would have been awesome. Why ain't they do it? Ah! Alright. Anyway, with that rant out of the way, let's get into some of the accessories of Mr. Freeze. Wait a second. Wow. Well, ain't I a dumbass? Okay, so I was wrong. Yeah, I'm a dumbass. Okay, let's put this together. The Mr. Freeze octopus. Oh my god, this is very... oh, damn. Needs a more solid surface. Ain't this cool? Yeah. That was definitely my favorite moment in the episode when he becomes the Mr. Freeze octopus. But let's get back to normal. But I love that they included it. I feel stupid thinking they didn't. But anyway, let's get into some of the accessories. Okay, and he comes with obviously his freeze gun. I mean, he is Mr. Freeze. So yeah, very nice. And yeah. And as far as accessories go, I mean, this is really all you need. I mean, his freeze gun, and then, when he becomes the octopus, and you take his head off, and you put these on. So, yeah, very nice. There is, of course, also a stand. I don't normally use the stands, but there is a stand that, that we have. Yeah. But I love how they branded the stand, to be the new Batman Adventures. I think that's very nice. I think it's, just very nice. But anyway, let's do a comparison, shall we? Okay, so we have the two Mr. Freezes from Batman the Animated Series, and like I said earlier, I obviously think the OG one is better. I mean, it's the classic one, it's in the best portion of the Mr. Freeze stuff. I mean, as much as okay, I'm not gonna lie, like the Cold Comfort episode, it was cool seeing Mr. Freeze again. It was cool seeing him be like an octopus thing. Like, that was cool. But I didn't love the episode. I didn't love that Mr. Freeze was just being a douchebag just to, because Mr. Freeze is, established to just like about his wife. Like, that he does bad things for the sake of his wife. Well, in that Cold Comfort episode, he's just doing... his wife's, spoiler alert, his wife is alive at this point, and he's just doing bad things just to do bad things, So it kind of defeats his character for me. So, I don't love the Cold Comfort episode. It's still a good episode, but, I'm not absolutely, like, it's definitely not a top 20 episode. You know what I mean? And then his appearance in Batman Beyond, which I don't really... Oh, Meltdown. Yeah, that episode I like a lot more, but, it doesn't compare to Heart of Ice. Heart of Ice being the top Mr. Freeze episode. I mean, you're crazy if you think any differently, in my opinion. But Heart of Ice is a great episode. Deep Freeze is also a really good episode that I like. And then, of course, the animated movie Heart of Ice, which was just, in my opinion, amazing. So, this Mr. Freeze, this design I like a lot better. And, look at that face. I mean, this design is still cool, though. But I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of miss the goggles, but the added benefit of this one turning into, like, I don't want to keep saying octopus, I guess a spider is very cool, but as far as the look goes and the material we've gotten, this Mr. Freeze is, miles better. But this is still an alright design. It it's better than a lot of the other redesign choices they made, particularly Joker, Catwoman, Riddler. Um, who else? I guess Baby Doll. But Baby Doll was never one of my favorite episodes anyway. But just giving examples of this redesigns that's better than, you know. I was gonna say Mad Hatter's, but Mad Hatter's redesign is kind of more accurate. So I don't know, like comic accurate, I would say. But this is still an alright redesign. So yeah. But anyway, that was my action figure review of the new Batman Adventures. Also Batman the Animated Series Season 4, Mr. Freeze. So hope you enjoyed, and yeah, pretty cool. So yeah.